Yes, people, welcome back to another episode of Real Ball Talk. Hope everyone is blessed and well and enjoying, ready for their Friday and weekend. What are you saying, Jeff?
Yeah, all good, man. All good, all good. Looking forward to another weekend of football, another Friday. Work is finished. I'm happy. What about you,
Yeah,
bro?
nah, definitely, man. Work is done for the week.
Hmm.
So now we're chilling these next 2 days this evening. And so, yeah, man, let's make the most of it. But yeah, people smash the likes, obviously. Subscribe to RBT, all that good stuff. So yeah, but let's get straight into it. A bit of a last minute show. We wanted to touch on the Arsenal City game from Wednesday night. Obviously, City coming out on top, winning 3-1. Um, they took the lead after a mistake from Tomiyasu. De Bruyne intercepted. Fantastic finish first time in his week four. And then Arsenal came back into it, dominated the rest of the first half, got the equalizer through Saka penalty, were converted. And then second half, to be honest, City kind of slowly, I think, took over the game. Pep changed the formation. He removed Bernardo from left back, and the weird mix of three at the back and four at the back they were playing. He just went to a traditional back 4-4-3-3, and it seemed to pay dividends. Grealish capitalized off a Gabriel mistake in the build-up to make it 2-1, and then Haaland from the Bruyne's pullback 3-1, game over. And now City all of a sudden, after being, I think, 8 points behind, when Arsenal beat Spurs away, I think Arsenal officially went 8 points clear that day, and that was like 3 weeks ago or something. If I'm pretty sure it was like 3 weeks ago, so I might be wrong. 3-4 weeks ago, and now City are top of the league, even though they've played a game more. It's still been a huge swing in a short space of time, which have been crazy because since then City have actually lost again to Spurs. So
Yeah.
it's all a bit mad. So Jeff, what are you saying, bro? Like, what did you make of the game?
Mm, yeah, just a few big errors. That was the big separation in the game. The first one, Tomiyasu should have just kicked it out because Grealish actually did well to like just nudge him just before he kicked it.
Yes, he did. He did.
But,
He did. He did.
but he should have just been smart enough to kick it out because the back pass he was trying was already mad difficult. It was
Yeah,
left foot on the bounce. Now you're gonna have Ramsdale's gonna have to do something mad to go past De Bruyne and to clear it. So it's like, bro, you should just kick this out. You could have restarted. So yeah, that was a little mistake or big mistake.
great mistake.
And De Bruyne does what De Bruyne does, man. That was a great finish.
Great
Like
finish.
I was right in the corner.
Yeah,
Like
literally perfect.
perfect, man.
Literally perfect.
So yeah, that wasn't the best start. I think first 5-10 minutes, I think we started well. Like
Hmm.
we were on the ball, like we were controlling it. Like I think like Jorginho played. I
It was
think he
good.
was one of our better players
Yeah,
the
yeah, he
whole
was.
game. Like his like what our my worry was is like physically, I don't know if he
He's
is
lacking.
yeah, but just forget that he's just an intelligent player, man. So where Partey might leave some things to chance because he knows he has the physical capability to do things by himself. Jorginho is just reading of the game was just really, really good. So that was good to see at least. But yeah, then we come back into it. So that Saka's penalty. I'll be honest. I didn't even think it was a penalty.
I,
Um,
I completely agree with you. I think it was a shambolic decision.
I was completely confused. Like
Yeah,
I was watching it with friends, obviously, and they're like, "That's a pen." I'm like, huh? Like what pen? Like I was so baffed, like baffed.
laughed.
But okay, fine. Like forget the penalty, fine, I guess.
Mm.
But yeah, it's just more weird decisions, I guess. I don't know if this is a response to like
The Brentford
us,
thing.
yeah, like you cost us points and now you're gonna give us a goal. I don't know what that was. That was all
It
weird to
was
me.
odd. Yeah, it was odd.
But yeah, Saka took it well. That was a good pen. And say the Saka was if they didn't move Silva from where he was, Saka would have got that guy sent off, or he would have gone and scored again because he was troubling him
Mm.
like for a lot of that first half. Bernardo Silva ended up on a yellow. And yeah, it could have been worse. So they did a good thing moving him from that left hand area.
Left hand area.
And then yeah, like kind of touched on it, like City slowly started to come more into the game. Like for a bit of the game, you think, all right, we could potentially do something because we were still like we had a lot of the ball. We had way more possession, which surprised me. I thought City were gonna have more possession, but they were more reserved. Seems like Pep has a fear of Arsenal in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Like even the way he talks in like interviews, I don't know if it's reverse psychology or what, but for like a 30, I think City had 36% possession.
Something like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
something like
or
that.
37, which is almost unheard of for City. Like City almost like his old Barcelona team. They could go and get 60, 70% possession in a blink of an eye. So for us to have 63% possession at the end of the game kind of speaks to what he was trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so yeah, we started in that second half. We were okay. We weren't amazing. Again, just a few limitations. I guess we'll get into the specifics in a bit. I'll just continue the general roundup. But yeah, like the Gabriel mistake, it's just not good enough. You can't do that. And you already got let off with one before, which I'm sure we'll touch on too. So you from there, you don't take any more risks. Like that should have just it sounds very English and like non-leaguish, but you play that behind the right back. You lift it over the right back because there's no room for those errors. That is a small margin game.
Yeah.
And there's no room for that kind of error. So just as like you're on the halfway line when you give away that ball, it just shows how good City are. Like just like that, 2-3 passes later, it's Gundogan, and Gundogan just makes a great decision to pass it to Grealish.
No, and I had no doubt when it felt a good one. I had no doubt that I'm like, this guy's gonna reverse to Grealish because he's already seen the play ahead.
And then that Grealish finish, obviously, Tomiyasu, I think, got a foot on it, and then it takes it away from Ramsdale. So I can't even blame Ramsdale for that. It's just a decent finish in there. And I thought Grealish was dangerous in that second half. Whether you like him or not, like he was carrying the ball 20, 30 yards at a time, and just that's where you would want a Partey. Because as good as Jorginho played, like someone like a Partey, he's good at just coming across. And when someone like Grealish is running through, he'll just come across and just put his body there or something and intercept the ball more than likely. But we were giving Grealish too many fouls, like just around the box, and he was just able to like turn over or like help retain possession for City, man. So that was that second goal. Yeah, that Gabriel mistake isn't really good enough. And then the third one, I'd have to say it's just a good goal. Like that Cooper reversed that. Was that KDB?
The pullback.
Yeah.
Yeah, KDB, yeah.
And then that pullback was just a nice smart pullback, and then the finish is just a sharp striker's finish. Like that's why Haaland is Haaland right there, because all game he was fighting off scraps. He's winning a lot of his battles in the end, but you're fighting off scraps because you're playing against two defenders, two strong 6'3+ defenders. And he was doing his work, like working hard, but he hadn't had a shot, if I'm not mistaken. So just that quick left foot.
No, he hadn't.
Yeah, I don't think he did.
No.
Yeah, so just that quick left foot touch, just to go back across, and then the quick right foot shot. That's just quality striker play, man. There's nothing you can do about that.
Quick.
Yeah, and then after that, we looked a little bit subdued. I think there was like half chances that Nketiah had, which could have probably done, or one half chance in particular, which he could have done better with, which he didn't. Put it wide, and from there it was just you knew what it was from there. Yeah, from there you kind of have to think about, all right, this game's over. You have to think about Saturday.
Yeah. No, definitely, and I think, in some ways, some people said that they felt that was Haaland's best game performance in a City shirt, and I find it interesting that that just happens to be the case when they play a more reserved approach on the break. I just think that's not a coincidence, to be honest. I think, some of his hold-up play was good. I think his strength was really good, both against Saliba and Gabriel. I think Saliba handled it better because I think Gabriel's mistake is that Saliba would get like bodied, but he would keep Haaland in front of him. He wouldn't let him spin. Gabriel's mistake would be almost like an ego one. Like he'll feel that the guy's bodying him, so he'll be like, "Nah, I can't have this," and then he'll make the gravest sin of all, which is to get bodied and get spun. You can't let both happen.
And that's when he does make errors. That's normally it. Like it's
loud errors, as you always say, errors.
And it's just that ego bit. Like, of course, we need a centre back like him in the team because he's physical. Like a lot of the times where Saliba hasn't been as good, Gabriel has been, but he has to cut this out because this is the second season in a row where you've had a good season, but it's also been marred by just big mistakes. And
it's exactly that.
Yeah. Where especially if you're fighting for a title, like if you just compare it to a City centre back, like we can name them all. You can name Ake, Stones, Akanji, Diaz, Laporte.
Yeah.
Even Walker, if you want to throw them in there. The difference is they don't make big mistakes majority of the time. And if Stones did make those kind of mistakes, bench. You don't see him.
But that's the difference, though. But that's the difference.
So
I don't know. I was just gonna say, I don't know about you. Let me just read out this comment from KD. Big up KD in the building saying, "We brother in arms. We both got no wins to our name this month." Yeah, big up, bro. To be honest, I don't know when the last time Chelsea won. Potter's doing a madness over there right now. He's lucky it's not Abramovich because Abramovich would have sacked him already.
Abramovich is really that guy too. He will sack you.
He's really that guy. But I was gonna say, with Gabriel, I don't know about you. Obviously, when he gave away the pen and it obviously offside and it goal. Did you like his reaction? The fact that he then turned around, started fist pumping the crowd. I'm like, bro, that didn't get overturned because of anything you did. You still fucked up.
Yeah.
So I don't like the fact that now it's like in his head he's just completely forgotten about the mistake. It's like, no, bro, that mistake happened. Resettle down.
Yeah.
And get back on the game. But I feel like after that he was never quite as settled. So I didn't like that, to be honest.
Me too. I'd agree. Like, just even that, like that moment is where someone should be like, "Hey, snap out of it." Like maybe even give you a little slap, something. Wake up. Like, don't because the manner in which it happened, you tried to go toe to toe with someone, you lost out, and then you fall like it's just a messy defending. Like you might know a minute. You could say that Haaland and you were holding each other, but the bottom line is you don't lose those bouts or you don't enter it. You drop off. Like even if that's the thing that's why Haaland is Haaland, because he's so physical, that even if you're a physical defender, you end up in a physical battle with him, and in 90 minutes he's gonna win one.
Yeah, and then he's got the pace to spin you,
and that's it. And he's strong enough to hold you off. So, and there's him and Tony in the league and Kane that are good at that. Like they're good at engaging in like physical battles, making the physical defenders really want to like, all right, now I'm stronger than you. And then before you know it, they're gone and scored. And it's like, what? Like you shouldn't do that. Like Saliba's way of handling it, like you said, was the smart way of doing it. Like, and if Gabriel is gonna do that, then it has to be like one in front, one behind. Like if you're really gonna do that, because you're really trying to go toe to toe with. And you've seen like the clips are like normally when people go against Haaland, they get injured.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, no, real talk. I mean, remember when he bodied what was it, Upamecano to the floor?
Yeah. And then Man City as well. Who was it he knocked over and when he was at Dortmund?
Oh, it wasn't Diaz, was it?
It might have been Diaz.
It might have been Diaz.
Right. Just that.
But he literally ran someone over in a straight line, innit? Yeah.
Just bulldoze. Like, bro, I don't
Yeah.
care that you're here. I need to get to the ball. And these are strong 6'3" centre backs. So yeah, like even if you are a strong, like you just have to pick your battles smartly. Like that's part of being a good defender, man. You have to try and turn a 50-50 a lot of the time into like a 70-30. You don't that's by positioning. It's not always by physical like presence.
Nah, and that's part of, unfortunately, that's part of Gabriel's problems. He likes to engage in the physical side of the game, and it's a risky game. It's a risky game to play, man. And especially in a game like that, you can't be making those kind of mistakes. And
like I love it, the physical aspect. Like even like the Vidic, I love that kind of touch tight defending. But there's an art to it too. Like,
there's an art to it, because if you remember with Vidic, his loud mistakes only really came against Liverpool from time to time.
Torres.
Like Torres
will cook him every time.
Yeah, Torres will cook him. But outside of that, you would never really look at Vidic and think he has a bozo gene.
No.
But Gabriel has the bozo gene, and it's a bad gene to have because you never know when it's coming out.
Yeah, you're right. That was disappointing because, like, for me, I've been taking off of Gabriel all season. Like, I like Gabriel a lot. I still like Gabriel, but in moments like that, you need to bounce back. So against Villa, I expect a commanding display, and in certain games, I want to see our new left centre back in.
The Polish brother, right?
Yeah, and see what his strengths are, because just from clips, it looks like he's a more technical kind of player. Hence why he can play so many positions as well. But that he looks like that's what his thing is. But I just want to see him and maybe Saliba partnered and see how they play. And even if that's in a Europa League game or something, just see what else we've got, because the good thing about Gabriel is when he does make a mistake, normally by the next game, it's out of his mind. He's just playing that game again. But he needs to work on getting that out of his game, because last season I was saying the same thing and I thought he had a very good season. But now we were fighting for top 4 last season. This season we're fighting, looks like, for top 2, top 3. So the higher that goes and the more mistakes you make, it's you're good. Like, the more mistakes you make, the more reason you give fans, our fans, to maybe look at, all right, he's good. Don't get me wrong, he's very good. But when we're playing in the Champions League and you're facing Benzema, Lewandowski, I don't know whoever else, in 3 weeks on the trot, are you going to make these same mistakes? So he's got to just fix up. Yeah,
no, he does, and I think also obviously Tomiyasu's mistake in the grand scheme of things was worse, because
that's a bad mistake.
It was a bad mistake,
uncharacteristic as well.
But there were other things. Obviously, some of the other players, that we mentioned, where the lights might have been too bright. I think Nketiah didn't have a terrible game, to be honest.
It wasn't terrible.
But one thing with him that I don't understand is that everyone acts like he's a clinical striker, and I don't understand why. He's shown no signs of being clinical. No, he never has. If you think about every game he's played, he's shown no sign of being clinical. Now, if you think about the United game where he scored 2, he had a gilt-edged left foot chance.
Before De Gea saved it.
De Gea saved it. Bro, usually you don't get another chance to make up for it.
Yeah.
Usually, when you get a big chance like that 85th minute, you don't get another one. So fair play to him for being in there. But and then you think about what was the other against Spurs. He had 2 or 3. At least one should be getting bagged. This game, the header first half, even if you don't score, you can't miss the target. It's inexcusable. The chance at the end he had, I know you want to header it, but bro, you've got enough time where if you're composed enough, you take a touch and you smash it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm just looking at Nketiah and I'm just like, where did this myth that he's mad clinical come from? Because I don't think he's ever When he gets a chance, are you thinking, yeah, he's bagging this? I don't think that.
No, but
The one
you know
against
what? It's,
Everton, no, the one that he just skanked.
oh yeah.
That was a
That
big
was
chance.
yeah. You just gotta go across the keeper with those. It
Oh,
only came because of opposing fans grilling Jesus, and then Arsenal fans then taking like some respite, and then Nketiah scoring goals. That's where it came from. So
yeah,
then all of a sudden, Nketiah was the most clinical. He's a fox in the box striker. Don't get me wrong. Like he will,
yeah. If you want to say that, cool.
he's good at getting those chances, but he's not like an 8 out of 10. I'm putting my house on him scoring kind of striker. He's just one of those, in a game because his movement is pretty good. He's really good around the box. He'll probably have 2 or 3 chances, like good half
Yes,
chances where he's got a chance of converting. But yeah, you say, yeah, those 2 chances to me, 2 of them are got to go on target. What happens from there is what happens from there. But those headers have got to hit the target. Like even like a Jesus you can say Arsenal don't have a clinical striker, which is correct. That's correct.
correct. Yes, correct. Yeah,
We don't have a clinical striker. But in those kind of moments, you have to hit the target. Like if because now what's gonna happen is, and it's not great because Nketiah has actually been really good in Jesus' absence. But now you're gonna get some fans saying, "Ah, get this Nketiah guy off because he's missing these big chances." And now it goes from him scoring the 2 goals against United to everyone rolling up all the misses he's had in these games too. So
that's
it's
yeah,
and that's kind of what's happening. Like those were two to me, those are 2 big chances, man.
big chances.
You have to do better. You have to. And then another player, I think, just where the limitations showed a little bit is Xhaka, a little bit.
100.
Just again, he had a great year, like calendar year. He's been great. But there's just certain times where, like, even I think it was like he's in a great position. I think Nketiah was through near enough,
Left.
and
Yeah,
Martinelli was also through. It's just about who you pick, and he kind of like played it in between both, and then it just kind of just went out of play. But those kind of moments, like that final ball, is so key, especially against the City, because that's a rare situation you find yourself in, like where their midfield is behind you, the midfielder is running at the defense, and you've got your left winger galloping on. Like if you play the right ball, Martinelli probably doesn't even need to take a touch. He can just hit that. And then
but exactly that, bro. And the thing is, he had in that particular play, he had so many options. He had first of all, you could have played it to Martinelli.
Mhm,
Secondly, but because he knows he's slow and stiff, right?
mhm.
If he was a bit more mobile, he would have. Because if you see the play, Akanji had his way towards Martinelli,
Yeah,
right? Even
yeah.
sorry, towards Nketiah. Even though Nketiah was, if he's a bit more mobile and agile, he'll probably think, you know what? Let me run a bit more in the direction of Akanji towards
Mhm.
Martinelli. That way, forcing Akanji to turn his body around. And as soon as he turns his body around, that's the exact moment you play it to Eddie. Because now you've
Yeah.
freed up that side. Because Kyle Walker's behind Eddie, where he can't get around, and if he does, he has to trip him, and he can't trip
Yeah.
him. So
Mhm,
now Eddie's in more space, and now Eddie's got an option: either take a touch and see if he's got space to shoot, or see if there's
mhm.
the pullback on for Martinelli. But because Xhaka, if you see with Xhaka, anytime he gets in the final third, he's so eager to get out of his feet. He's so eager to try to find the pass because he knows. And that other play where he had the ball on the edge and he
Oh
was
man.
so stiff, he gave Ruben Diaz time to slide and
And
still
get up.
tackle him.
Yeah.
He
Fall
gave
down,
him
get up, and then win
time
the
to
ball.
slide, and like it can't happen there. It just
Yeah.
can't happen, and that's where I'm not gonna kill Shaka because we
No.
know his limitations. Do you know what I'm saying? He's already played
Yeah.
above what we expected him to this season. But that is a classic case where the reason why we always say it doesn't mean you're slandering the person. There are better players for that position you can get. That's it.
That's
And
a fact.
but yeah, I think him and Nketiah were probably the biggest exposed in some format, I would say, um, in that
I'd
game. I
agree.
don't really think
I'd
anyone. I
agree.
think Odegaard was very poor. Second half, I thought Odegaard was very poor. Martinelli was very quiet again, but we understood why he started. But in the end, we probably thought that we were going to have less possession than we did. So in that case,
Yeah.
maybe it would have been better to start Trossard, but we didn't know it was
Yeah.
going to pan out that way. So you can't really blame Mikel for that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, I think
yeah,
the thing with Odegaard is because he had such a good impact at the beginning of the season, like teams are like trying to cut him out like early. So he just needs to find
yes,
another way of doing it. Or we need to maybe try Vieira in there too. Or Trossard as an 8. Because I don't think Odegaard had the best second half. Like he didn't. But he's one of those players like he's our captain, he's our talisman. You gotta keep him on the majority of the time because 6-7 times out of 10, he's gonna find the right pass, even if he's not as influential as you expect. You probably will unlock a defense at one point. So you gotta keep him on. But yeah, that people have probably been watching the Odegaard and Saka relationship a lot, and it's just like, you know what? Find another way because you ain't gonna keep destroying our right side like this. Like, because that's normally what happens. Like Odegaard and Saka are normally destroying, and then you see White, Tomiyasu, whoever overlapping around that right hand side is a good decoy or overlap, and then we go and normally get a goal from it. So yeah, City did well with that.
That's the thing. If you see 90% of Arsenal's plays, well, not 90, I say maybe like 80% are on the right hand side.
Yeah.
They are.
Then,
so, yeah.
And then like even like I'd like to see more variation left back wise. Like I love I think Zinchenko has been one of the signings of the season so far. Like for what he brings and how much he costs. I also want to see Tierney though. Like just because even if Zinchenko ends up being the number one left back, fine, no problem. Because in more games than not, he's going to help us control possession, and that extra midfielder is going to be more key. But in certain games, I'd like to see Tierney. And it seems like, well, obviously Zinchenko has helped Martinelli a lot too. But what Tierney can do is he offers something else. Like whilst Zinchenko tucks in really, really well and is really good on the ball and in tight spaces, Tierney is more an old-fashioned. He's almost like an old-fashioned winger. His thought is get down the line and cross it in.
With it, yeah.
And just his willingness to do that will free Martinelli up to come in field. Like he needs to change up his runs a little bit more and become more inverted at times. But if Zinchenko is inverted, then Martinelli can't really be, because then we really got no one out there.
Yeah, that's the issue. I think that's one of the issues at the moment. I think it's just not quite clicking. There's a real lack of squad rotation, and that's why it'll be interesting to see what happens tomorrow. Because if he just goes ahead and plays the same 11, it's going to be tough, man. I mean, already we're away to Villa, and you know that Emery. These are the kind of games, man. You play against your old manager.
Yeah, extra motivation
For him, for his team, and you know Arsenal are going to be feeling the pressure. Because just imagine Arsenal lose tomorrow.
Yeah,
we've now lost all our advantage, literally all of it, and United now would literally be 5 points behind us with equal games, and they have momentum. So then all of a sudden, Gary Neville, who a month ago when we were 8 points clear, said, I still think City will finish top and United second, and everyone was cussing him. All of a sudden, he might not be looking so wrong, which is why football is funny.
It's a funny game. Like, but But for the fans that like, even like the fans who are Arsenal are definitely winning. This is why guys like fans like me are not so certain all the time. Like you just have to watch how things play out because I still think we have a good chance. Let me say that.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree. Yeah.
because as City won, but there's still things in City's play where like, all right, you're still not as fluid. I don't know if you're gonna go on the run you normally go on. Like at the start of the season or until like November, October, I was certain they're gonna go on a crazy run. Now you've lost your most influential fullback.
Yep.
You're playing Bernardo Silva. Like you play, even if you go and play a Liverpool like that, once Liverpool hit form again, let Salah go be against Bernardo Silva and see what Salah does to him.
Yeah, no, Salah will cook.
Salah will cook him. And like anyone else, who's someone effective out there who a good team on a counter attack, they're gonna expose those kind of like trials you're doing. So whilst it's good, like it worked because you're City, like you have quality players. There's still a period in the season I think where City might lose a game. United are gonna lose a game.
Yeah,
like, they've been coming through because Rashford has been on complete fire. And like Garnacho and whoever else have been playing well, but yeah, this is far from over. Like Arsenal have lost 3, I think. That's not.
I agree. Yeah, they also have lost 3 games. I agree. I don't think it's over yet. I think the funniest thing about football is after all the trauma and drama, if Arsenal win tomorrow, they're 3 points clear. Again,
See what I'm saying? And then it's pressure's back on City.
Then it's pressure back on City and
to win on Sunday.
Exactly that. And I think it's mad because I think City, in terms of the running, if you look at the traditional running, they've got 15 games left. They've played at Anfield, they've played at Old Trafford, they've played at the Emirates, they've played at Spurs, and they've played at Chelsea, and they've played at Newcastle.
Yeah.
So on paper, they've technically played the 6 hardest away games already.
Right.
And they're top of the league. So usually you look at that and think, that's not a good sign because Arsenal still go to City, Arsenal still go to Newcastle, Arsenal still go to Anfield.
Yep, tough games.
So that's 3 hard games. And if you look at even Villa, good mid-table side, City have already been there. So City, if I'm thinking right, they've got to go places like Bournemouth. They've got to go places like Nottingham Forest.
This week they're going Forest.
This week they're going Forest. They haven't beat Everton. But again, even when I say that, Everton, no matter how crap they are, something about going Goodison, you're never guaranteed.
And now they got Dyche. Now
they got Dyche.
You saw what they did to us,
bro. Yeah.
It wasn't pretty, but they got the job done, and that's what. Like this league, like this Premier League, is just one of the hardest leagues to predict. Get week in, week out. Like I normally have City every year, but like week in, week out, you're not really sure what's gonna happen.
No,
it's weird.
It's weird, and I think part of the reason is that I don't know if you agree, because the top teams this year are not that good.
Yeah,
it's reduced the gap with the rest of the league. So naturally, like Brentford have beaten Liverpool, they've drawn with Arsenal, they've beaten City.
Yep.
Don't know what they did to Chelsea. They beat United.
They battered United in one game.
They battered United. So, and you look at that and you're like, damn, that team's 7th, and justifiably so. And it's like, you can't really predict, like tomorrow, for example, Aston Villa, Arsenal. Any result that happens would not shock me. Any single one of the 3 would not shock me.
We could literally lose, draw, or win.
Literally. You'd not be surprised.
Yeah, and then I'm even looking at City are going away to Forest. That's not the easiest game.
Nah, even I was thinking now, like, I don't know. Usually you hit Forest and you're like, yeah, they'll smash them, but
no, I'm not sure.
Tight ground. Arsenal, if they've won their game, the pressure's back on City. It's like, oof.
Oh yeah, and it's Saturday. Sorry, they're playing. So
it's a Saturday.
Yeah,
but what time is it? The late kickoff?
Now they're 3:00 too.
Oh, yeah, 3 o'clock.
No, 3 o'clock. We're at 12:30. But yeah.
Okay, so literally right after. Fair enough. I thought it was
But yeah,
Sunday.
same principle though. Like
Champions League next week.
yeah,
Makes sense.
but yeah, same principle. Like if we go and win, puts a little pressure on. And don't get me wrong, City are way more equipped than Arsenal. They've been in this situation several times. But Forest, I don't know. That City ground just seems like a weird ground to go to. Like at first, I was like, "Oh man, Forest are gonna get run over." It don't matter how much money they spent. But as the season's going on, I think they're 13th or 14th now, which isn't bad.
Not bad.
It seems like they got a few goals like in them. Like the likes of like Gibbs White, a good player, really good player.
He's actually a good player, you know.
I didn't see it as much at Wolves, but he's good. What's his Brennan Johnson and stuff up front? You never know. Like they could just have a random game and draw, and then before you know it, it's like, wow, Arsenal are back in the title race. So I don't know, man. It's a weird league, bro.
Yeah,
it's really weird.
It's a weird league. I think it's funny because I think it's a weird league. I think even if you look at the Champions League, is a bit weird. Like AC Milan, who have been in free fall in Serie A, getting spanked. Beat Spurs, Dortmund beat Chelsea. Obviously, Bayern go to PSG and win 1-0. Random. But I think, you know what? I think with PSG, just quickly, I think Tuesday night was a nail in the coffin confirmation that Mbappe is PSG's best player. And it might not even be close at this stage because Messi watched. I don't know if did you watch the game?
Yeah.
Messi
is. Hey,
Messi for me. I watched that game and I've said Messi's retired. I think Messi's retired. Looking at that game, and then Neymar was beyond atrocious.
Awful.
Beyond atrocious. Like, bro, he would tell Neymar was running with the ball and losing his dribble. I'm like, who have you become? Like, and then he'll drop on the floor holding his face. I'm like, bro,
this is sad, man. Going out sad, bro.
Going out sad. Like, I was more disappointed in him than Messi because I'm looking at Messi and I'm like, I can understand you've done everything. You're 35
18 years deep, bro.
18 years deep. You don't need this. You know what I'm saying? You don't need this. But like, as soon as Mbappe came on, a
different team.
Half fit Mbappe. Game changed. Fit Mbappe. One time Upamecano on the left, step over, see you later. God. No long game.
That's the best player in the world. Like,
that's the
I'm just
best
gonna keep saying it. Like it's no more like, don't get me wrong, Messi, Ronaldo, pioneers, legends, whatever you want to call them, best ever.
Yeah,
hey, there's a new guy here though. Like he showed you in the World Cup final. Listen, I'm the guy now. Like I know these guys are my elders. I respect my elders, but I'm the guy. And even the goal he scored, like it's the speed of just like that's a hard finish.
Yeah. Nah, it was big up Mbappe, man. Big up Wire on the building saying boys gotta be quick because I'm in Turkey on holiday. Big up, man. Hope you're enjoying.
Yeah, enjoy.
What's the weather saying out there, man? It must be decent, but I hope you're enjoying it. Saying, listen, I know it seems like I'm a false prophet as Arsenal lost to City, but I still believe Arsenal will win the league. Hey, man, you might be right, man. Can't rule it out. Many false prophets have come before me. Follow me or face hell. Hey, boy, listen. And Neymar and Messi need the MLS more than you know.
Oh, wow. Ouch.
Flipping, no.
That was harsh, man.
That's harsh. I mean, I'm hearing Neymar to Chelsea links again.
Yeah, I think Neymar's being offered because I think they're finally conceding that this is over. This fairy tale they had of Neymar, Mbappe, and Messi, and just Neymar driving them to a Champions League. It doesn't look like it's gonna happen. So you might as well take your 100 mil and be on your merry way because you'll probably get that for it.
You think someone will still pay 100 M's?
Yeah, it's not just about football anymore.
The brand,
yeah. But even if it is, Neymar's still 100 plus.
I'm saying you think people would pay that though?
Yeah,
at 31 years old.
I think so because, all right, even though I think he's failed at PSG for what they bought him for, Like
He
they
wasn't bad.
bought him to, they bought him to win a Champions League. He's still been good.
Yeah. He's still been good, yeah.
And because it's impossible to get a bad Neymar all season, I think. Like it's the way he plays. Like it's not like I don't think it's going to be a Hazard because, respectfully, Hazard is a very, very gifted player, but Neymar is one of the most gifted.
Yeah. No, there's a difference.
Yeah.
And I think Neymar hasn't had the injuries Hazard has had. Neymar's had like long-term injuries, then comes back. Hazard's had like 2-week injury, 3-week injury, 4-week injury. So those sometimes can be a little bit annoying. And obviously, the training regimen. I don't know how hard Neymar trains, but it's well documented that Hazard is by far the worst trainer. I think I saw another video yesterday from Mikel, John Obi Mikel. And I don't know, watch this video. It's really watch that clip. It's really good. But he literally says when he went to Chelsea, he realized why Chelsea was so good because them man treated training like matches. And he said the only exception in his 10 years at Chelsea was Hazard, who he said was by far the laziest footballer he's ever seen
in training.
But they allowed him because then he'll turn up on a weekend, get man of the match, and apparently come in the changing room and be like, see, guys, I told you. Now they will have team dinner. This is at Chelsea, by the way. So we think the food problem started at Chelsea. He said, though, they at Madrid, he said they would have team dinner. Then after team dinner, about 45 minutes later, they'll go find Hazard and he's eating rice pudding.
Oh, my God.
And they'll be like, what are you doing? He's like, don't worry. It'll all be good by tomorrow. It'll all be shredded. I'm like, man. It was going to catch up to you at some point, man.
Yeah, it sounded like it did. But
do it, bro.
Like even Neymar, like say Neymar goes to like, let's say this, goes to a United or a Chelsea. Let's just say those two.
I'd love it, to be honest. I'd love
it. Or City. Say, especially if he goes City. Imagine if he goes to a City and we know that Neymar gets injured a lot. Imagine he's able to rest and then he plays 26 important Premier League games and he plays Champions League. Say he will win probably Premier League and Champions League.
Yeah, that's facts. Because Neymar will try to find Haaland. He doesn't. He don't mind doing the assist thing. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it's also now that I just don't think he's the main guy.
Nah, he's not. He's a support guy, kind of.
Yeah, the best support guy you'll probably get.
Yeah, literally. That's what I'm saying. And why I was saying Neymar was offered to Liverpool apparently, and Liverpool said no. That's a horrific fit.
It would not work out.
That would be horrible. Like
Henderson trying to find Neymar.
Oh my God,
bro!
That don't even sound right, bro.
It'll be like FIFA. Like Henderson will be in his own box, just hoofing it to Neymar, bro. Just all game. Neymar, yeah, please, sir. Yes, sir, please.
No, real talk, but yeah, man. I mean, obviously, just to wrap up, obviously, let's talk about United quickly. Because obviously, looks like they're gonna potentially get bought by the Qataris, which is serious stuff. And the Mbappe rumors don't go away. I mean, do you think if the Qataris don't come, they'll be like, you know what? We need to make our own statement. 300 million Mbappe, do something mad.
Yeah, it could happen. I can't rule anything out. Like Mbappe and Real Madrid is definitely burnt out for now. Like Real Madrid didn't like the way he disrespected them. And
don't forgive him. Don't forgive him.
Yeah. Don't forgive. He's the best player in the world. They'll have to forgive him. Ain't no enemies in business, man. But at the same time, like if Mbappe wants to get all the accolades, the reality is he's gonna have to leave PSG.
Yes.
Like he can't do it there. Like he's done all he can. Like he's become the main guy. He was the main guy at PSG 2 years ago to me.
Yeah.
And it's just like you had the best in the world next to you, and you just can't get it done. Like the pandemic one, I think he was injured. Like, was he injured? In the final, I believe he was because it was Neymar. Yeah.
No, they both played.
Oh, okay. But yeah, even that it didn't work out, man.
Yeah.
So So yeah, like it could go to what do you call it? He could end up going to United, and United could afford him if they get Qatari owners. They could probably afford him now, but more so if you get Qatari owners. So
Yeah,
it's gonna be crazy.
it's worrying stuff, man. Big up Rash in the building saying, "Yo, lads, apologies, I'm very unwell." Yeah, bro.
No
Listen,
problem, my
don't
boy.
worry. When you shared that voice note before, man, we knew what that sound, bro, was, bro. So just make sure you look after yourself well this weekend, man, and hopefully you can make a full recovery ASAP, man.
Yeah.
Like he says here, smash the likes, people. And big up Apple. Hope you're good, my bro. Saying Arsenal are not signing any top players. You guys hit halfway players and you develop. Yeah.
Yeah. For that had to be the strategy if we wanted to get to this point. I think now we could sign one top player. It just
Yeah.
depends on where we finish because we have to finish in the right place to attract that top player.
Well, I'm not trying to see Arsenal spend most of their budget on Declan Rice in the summer, bro.
Bro, I need that guy to go to Chelsea or go that
Literally,
way.
just literally go that. The thing is, Chelsea don't even need him no more because now they got Enzo, and he's a
Bro,
baller.
he's cold.
He's cold.
Adeyemi set him on fire, but he's cold.
yeah.
He's
Bro,
cold.
I can't lie. Like, how it's very rare though that you see someone get caught one on one like that, right? In this day and age, and the player actually say, "You know what? I'm taking you on." Like, it's
We looked
actually
at him a
crazy,
couple times and he just decided, you know what, you can't stop me.
bro. And what I loved about it is I love tricks and that, but bro, as you'll know from playing football, there's obviously when you do tricks and you rib someone for skill, it's a beautiful feeling.
Mhm.
But there's a drug-like feeling to when you see a man and you know I'm
Skin him.
quicker than you. let me just touch this and let's see what you're saying. It's a foot race,
Do
bro.
him like Bale, bro.
Bro, Bell in that position is cooking that. It's a wrap.
Yeah, Bale would have cooked him, the keeper, and probably ended up running it in. Yeah, he's that quick.
Literally,
But
literally.
the goal, that was a filthy goal. The touch to start it off. And then,
Yes.
when he took him on, it was like, yeah, this is over with. You can't stop me. Like,
Oh, bro, 100%, man. And as Apple's saying here, Enzo got cooked.
sure
Bro,
did.
he got old-fashioned cooking, bro.
Yeah.
That's old-fashioned cooking.
Next comment's funny.
That fruit, that fruit kicked in and it was all over. Yeah, I saw him talking about that. Like the African food is what makes him fast. Hey, you're right. I'm not even lying.
Bro,
Man,
you
correct
set
to
him
point
on
out his
fire.
father's G's. Hey, 100%, man. What was his dad's foot again? I can't even remember.
It has to be Nigeria if it's Adeyemi.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah. Good point. But yeah, man. But yeah, just touching on
United.
yeah, and the owners thing. I can't lie because obviously they played Barca yesterday and drew 2-2. Entertaining game. Could have gone out. But you look at the stuff that the players are saying, their man are all saying the attitude is changing, the mentality is changing. When you start hearing man talking about mentalities changing, that's when your antennas need to switch on and be like, something's happening in that place. Which means if you get some top players, like real talk, but I'll be honest, this team now, if they sign, I'll be real. I think if they just sign Mbappe, I think they could win the league next year.
Yeah, and even if they don't, even if they sign, let's say they sign a top midfielder, and even if they sign Osimhen,
maybe Osimhen, yeah,
and maybe a better right back. I like Dallo now a bit more, but a better right back, it could be a dangerous team because they're a dangerous team now. Like they went to Barcelona. Obviously, ain't the Camp Nou are old, but that's still the Camp Nou, man. And Barca been doing all right this season, and they went there. And when Rashford came on, whole different game, man. Like just you see, like the different positions you see Fred in, and if you got a top player in those positions, it's probably gonna go in. Like Fred played okay in the end, but
that's the thing. And if you think about it, they've got Ericsson who's injured, right? If they get the Qataris owners in, They could maybe get Sabitzer in 15 million, something like that, something quite cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Then you sign a top midfielder.
Mm-hmm.
Of that, now all of a sudden you've got depth because you've got Casemiro, Eriksen, Sabitzer, a top midfielder, Bruno, and then really you just need because the defense. I'm calm with Varane and Martinez. Luke
Good
Shaw
partnership.
can do the job at left back for a season. Dallo, I think worst case, he can do a job at right back for a season. Then you just need a top forward, whether because do you think Mbappe and Rashford can play together?
Good question.
That's obviously if you have to
No.
sacrifice Rashford for Mbappe, you do it. But
Yeah, it's what it is like. Rashford's best off the left, and Mbappe's best off the left. So
that's the thing.
you and if you buy Mbappe, you don't care how good Rashford's playing. You move, get out of the way. That's the best player in the world. I don't care about how well you're playing. Move up front or something, or move to the right. But yeah, like I don't know. That's a big. I don't know. I actually don't know. I have no idea if they could play well together.
It's a big call to make. I think for United, I think they have to think about the profile of player. I think if Mbappe gives any indication that he'd be open to the idea of going to United if they're in the Champions League. Because really, if you're just winning League A honors at PSG but not the Champions League, going to United is at worst a sidestep move. At worst.
Yeah. You might as well go fight in the best league.
Might as well go find the best league. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe your idol was Ronaldo, bro. I'm sorry. Who's number 7? Is it Sancho?
Nah, I think he's 25, no?
Who's number 7 again? Is there number 7? Or is it vacant again?
Who had it before? Cavani.
Yeah. Is it Anthony? Nah, Anthony.
Nah, Anthony's 21, no?
Yeah. Do United have a number 7 right now?
I have no idea.
Yes, they don't because Ronaldo left it.
Yeah, okay.
He could take over from Ronaldo.
He could. I'm just gonna say this. I hope to hell it don't happen. I really hope. I see Rash's question. Can United win the league this season?
I don't think so.
United fans can have a real outside shot, like they might feel it like quietly that they could go do something. Realistically, no. Like it's still City's.
Yeah.
Like, could they finish second? Maybe. I'm gonna back Arsenal to say that we can finish second.
I agree.
But yeah, United I'd say this, United are dangerous, man. Like they showed it in the 2 games against us. To me, I realized that Ten Hag was the real deal as soon as he made the team run after the 4-0 loss. I said, yeah. These guys are gonna be good because he's not playing any of that. Like you lose 4-0, you go running. I don't care how you feel about it.
It's mad. Like that was serious. And literally after that game, he said, Maguire, you're out.
Yeah, sit on the bench.
Sit on the bench, and you're never playing again. Even yesterday, you could have played. Nah, I'm playing Luke Shaw as centre back over you. That's how you know.
Bruno's back. There's a lot of things going on, man.
There's a lot of things going on, man. But let me read our last few comments. Apple saying, United are a club that looks seriously aligned again. Rashford was one of the players throwing his toys out of the pram and leaking stories. Now his head is right. 100%, man. 100%. A lot of the players have turned the corner mentally. I think it's maturity in the group. We still lack a ball carrier and another world-class centre-back and striker. And that's the thing, man. That's the thing. And if United get the Qatari owners, they can get all of that in one summer.
And you already got the appeal of being United. That's a dangerous thing for the whole league.
Then the league should be worried. I'll be real. The league should be worried. And as Apple says, Baps and Rashford will be electric. I mean, on the counter-attack, you ain't stopping that. Forget, Mbappe's a one-man counter-attack on his own.
Bro, yeah. Mbappe and your attack without Rashford is a dangerous team on the counter. Both?
That speed, yeah, man. That speed is frightening. So we've already seen Mbappe what he's done at places like the Camp Nou. Like we forget this guy's got a Camp. Doesn't he have a Camp Nou hat trick?
He does. Yeah. I watched it the other day.
Huh?
I watched it the other day.
Bro,
Punish those boys.
Like Cam now hat trick. He's already got a cup at Allianz Arena. This is a man with a World Cup final hat trick. This guy don't play, man.
And the World Cup.
And the World Cup. This guy will come to your backyard if he has to. He's already scored at Old Trafford as well.
Oh yeah.
He scored at Old Trafford. Like he will come to your backyard. He scored at the Bernabeu, bro. This guy, he scored at Juve's ground.
Yes. You know what's gonna happen if United do go get Qatari owners and they go for Mbappe? Please believe City are going for Mbappe.
Jesus Christ, have mercy. That bro, just scrap the Prem at that point.
Yeah, because if they get Mbappe, Haaland, you can have whoever you want on the right. I don't care.
Bro, it's real talk. Bro,
John Stones.
Just give the point the ball and just say, yo, just fuck it, man. Mbappe and Haaland are up there somewhere. You'll find them.
Yeah, KDB will play till 40 if they have Mbappe and Haaland. They just sit there and just pivot.
Real talk, they will extend his career, man. But like if United go for Mbappe, City will go for someone mad.
100%.
Even if it's not Mbappe, they will go for someone and say, nah, like, because you've already seen the rumors of City looking at Jude Bellingham, looking at Rafa Leao, looking at Madison, players and Declan Rice, all players to refresh the team, bring down the age. Do you know what I'm saying? Conscious of guys like Morris, 31. You know what I'm saying? All them man, Pep's already thinking. But if United get taken over, that process has to get sped up. Because United will have already like great commercial revenue naturally just for the stature of their club. Yeah. So you add the Qataris on top. And then you have then you have Todd Bowley at Chelsea splashing left and right. They will be back. Bro.
Nah, that's why I'm saying that this year, we said it the last few episodes, it's imperative that Arsenal get Champions League. That we cannot drop the ball. Like we have to get Champions League because we need as much money as possible to try and fight these juggernauts.
Yeah,
and that we already made some world class players. I think Odegaard's on the cusp. He just needs to be in front of the Champions League. Saka, I can say, is already teetering on world class. Like Saka is a top player, and then the Martinellis and stuff can get there. We've got a good few players in the team that can get to world-class status. So it's important that we make a Champions League spot so we can spend 200 million next season and keep that up because we need to keep the pressure up. We need a good DM backup. We need a good left center midfielder. Look, I really would like Milinkovic-Savic, man. I really would.
Yeah, Milinkovic-Savic is a really good player. I just have a feeling with him that boat is gone for the Prem. I just feel like he's the type of man now that will just stay in Serie A the rest of his career.
Possibly.
I have a feeling. I saw reports that Tielemans has told Leicester it's done, like he's leaving. I have a feeling he will come to us.
I'm happy with that.
I'm really happy with that. He's a good player. Now, if some of these other teams go for these players that we're talking about, very quickly Arsenal fans will find Tielemans an underwhelming signing.
100%.
Very quickly, especially given the fact that he's free. So Arsenal somehow have to try and go for someone top class this summer. But I just hope that's not Declan Rice because I think that would be a massive, massive mistake. That will be hard to recover from, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Rash saying, I love that about Ten Hag. You don't play Maguire out. Rashford is awake. Bruno playing good ball.
Bruno's on fire.
Away. Bro, if United or any club in England go from Mbappe, Chelsea will pay $1 billion.
Nah, you could see a free £400 million transfer fee.
Chelsea, yeah. I can see Chelsea bidding that. I'll be real. If Mbappe goes to United, Chelsea will sign Neymar. Probably, they might sign him anyway. I'll be honest. They might sign him anyway. And do you know what's mad about that, Jeff? Chelsea are being linked, and you've seen the reports of them going after Neymar. We saw them in the summer, so we know they're not coincidence. There's something in this.
They sat with the owner.
This is a club who just signed Mudryk for 90 million, and they're already looking at Neymar to replace him and to make him a 90 million bench boy. You can't make up Chelsea, man.
You know why it's mad? Because even when you think about it, they bought Sterling in the summer. That's a seasoned vet, world-class winger, 50 million. Left winger is his best position. You went and then spent 90 million on the Ukrainian guy because Arsenal were linked with him. And now you could go spend another 100+ million on a world-class Neymar. Like regardless of how you feel about him, he's world-class. So what does that mean for Sterling and Mudryk? Do we get to end up with Sterling? I'll take that.
That could be a domino effect to watch out for.
Yeah.
That could be a domino effect to watch out for, because if they get Neymar, which I cannot rule out, especially if PSG go out this round, last 16.
Yeah.
I think PSG might just wash their hands and say this project is over.
Spent 13 years and it's failed.
And to be honest, like, I actually preferred the PSG teams that had Thiago Silva, Verratti, Ibrahimovic. I actually preferred those. I thought those PSG teams were actually better. They just always seem to bottle it. But this PSG team now doesn't. Don't click.
There too many egos up there, man. Like, you got Messi, who's the best ever to me. You got Neymar, who is top class, and you got Mbappe, the young gunner. Like, that's hard for it to all work.
Yeah, it's difficult, man. It's difficult. But yeah, listen, people, it's been a good roundup, man. Appreciate everyone who's jumped in and engaged. Always much appreciated. We're going to be back on Monday for a review show. So watch out for that. And then hopefully next week as well, we'll be doing a debate show where we rank the top 10 on 20 players, 23 and under. I know people have been asking for that, so we're going to bring it to you. So make sure you smash a like, follow us on TikTok, Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're still 3 away from 400, so if you can get us there, let's push for it. Let's really push for that. Needs to get there, man. But obviously, and you know, as Rash said so beautifully the other day, let's keep our thoughts and prayers with all the people in Turkey and Syria. Obviously, there's some horrible videos that are going around of people being dug up from all the marble, etc. And so some people that sacrifice their lives to keep their siblings alive. So let's keep it in mind. Do what we can to share the awareness. If you can contribute, amazing. But yeah, even just the awareness factor is key. And just thoughts and prayers mean a lot also.
100%.
So yeah, man, big up everyone. It's Friday. Hope everybody has a good weekend, enjoys the football, enjoy whatever you're doing. And we'll catch you lot on Monday for the review show. So peace and love. We out. Peace.